Welcome to Decoding Ancient Technologies, where every ruin tells a story and every tool mark holds. Today, we confront a hidden warning. AI just decoded a shocking ancient language. You are standing in a cold digital archive, staring at screens displaying cuneiforms, but this time, you aren't looking at them through the mortal eyes of a linguist. You are viewing them through the eye of a quantum artificial intelligence, an entity that knows no bias, no religion, only data.
Do you ever wonder if impossible is just a word we use for a technology we were never meant to understand? So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like and subscribe, but only if you find the journey we're about to take a worthy one. Let us know where you're watching from in the comments, and which ancient text you believe is hiding a dark secret.
Now, let's journey back and deconstruct the narrative of a lost world. Imagine you are holding a Sumerian clay tablet or touching a granite wall in Egypt. To traditional scholars, these are poems praising gods, cattle inventories, or superstitious prayers.
But when deep learning algorithms began scanning millions of these glyphs, they didn't see poetry. They saw patterns.
You begin to realize a chilling truth. The repetition of these characters does not follow the natural grammatical laws of human speech. The AI is flashing red. It identifies this structure not as language, but as multidimensional binary code.
You are looking at an incredibly sophisticated form of data compression.
Look closely at the arrangement of the carvings. They aren't just read left to right or top to bottom. The AI indicates they were designed to be read in 3 dimensions.
Like a QR code carved in stone, each character isn't just a word, but a data packet containing gigabytes of information, if decoded with the correct algorithmic key.
The non-human paradox here is the precision. Humans write with redundancy, emotion, and error.
But these texts possess an information density, entropy, reaching the theoretical maximum. A characteristic only seen in modern computer code or satellite data transmissions.
You suddenly realize that the ancients didn't write on stone to tell stories to their grandchildren.
They were archiving a massive database using the most durable format they had: hard rock.
And AI has just found the codec to unzip it.
What we thought was mythology is actually a line of code waiting to run. As the linguistic shell is peeled away, you no longer see stories of sky gods or sea monsters. You are looking at a star map, but it looks nothing like what a shepherd gazing at the sky with the naked eye would draw. You see strings of data that the AI has extracted from the spacing between characters,
and the frequency of specific keywords.
Egyptologists say this passage describes the journey of the sun god Ra through the 12 gates of the underworld. But the AI sees vector coordinates.
Ra is not the literal sun. It is a variable representing a specific star or a galactic center point.
The 12 gates of the underworld? Those are transit stations, or Lagrange points within the solar system. The cosmic code is appearing vividly before your eyes. The decoded numbers match with shocking precision. The physical constants we have only redefined in the last century. The speed of light, the Planck constant, and the cycle of the precession of the equinoxes lasting 25,920 years.
Ask yourself, why would a primitive civilization need to hide complex astronomical coordinates inside religious texts?
Unless religion was just camouflage. You feel a chill as you realize these texts are like a password-protected zip file.
A normal person reading it sees a moral fable to keep society stable.
But for the chosen ones, those holding the mathematical key, or a sufficiently powerful artificial intelligence, it is a manual for interstellar navigation.
The AI is indicating that the pyramids, the temples, and the ancient texts are not scattered randomly.
They are nodes in a global information network. And the text on them is metadata positioning our planet in relation to a much larger system.
You aren't reading a Bible.
You are reading the user manual for a galactic positioning system.
What confuses the AI algorithms the most, and what makes you question the entirety of human history, is the absence of a beta version.
Look at the history of our own languages. English, Vietnamese, or any language has gone through thousands of years of evolution, from primitive sounds to simple pictographs, and then to complex grammatical systems. There is always patching, borrowing, and gradual change.
But when the AI analyzes this source language, it sees a vertical line. No early stage, no trial and error.
This language appeared on Earth in a state of absolute perfection. It appeared instantaneously. You are facing the silence of evolution. It's like a computer that was just turned on and the operating system was already installed. The oldest texts we find at Sumer, in Egypt, in the Indus Valley, all demonstrate a writing.
Modern theorists, backed by AI data, are proposing a bold hypothesis. This is not a human invention.
This is software installed into the human brain or given to us by an external intelligence.
The story of the Tower of Babel in the Bible, where human language was divided and scrambled, suddenly takes on a terrifying technical meaning. It might not have been a punishment from God, but a deliberate system fragmentation event or a network crash.
That caused us to lose connection with the root language, the language of the cosmic programmers.
You feel like you are looking at the ruins of a civilization that received a technology update too massive for their biological hardware to process, resulting in a collective amnesia, leaving behind only fragments of this perfect source code carved in cold stone. But what is the actual content of this source code? As the AI begins to piece the physical variables together, the screen doesn't display poetry, it displays formulas. And these formulas are flashing a red warning.
You are reading a retranslation of a myth about the wrath of the gods. In the old translation, Zeus or Indra hurled lightning at enemies, shaking the mountains.
But through the lens of AI, the words describing thunder, skyfire, and shaking are replaced by precise physical terms.
High-energy plasma discharge, gravitational wave manipulation, and cold fusion.
It describes the harvesting of zero-point energy, or quantum vacuum energy.
The text that ancient priests chanted like a prayer to ward off evil spirits.
Was actually a safety protocol, a checklist to prevent the collapse of local space-time. the impossible physics we always suspected, anti-gravity technology, acoustic stone softening, is described in detail here.
But it's not written as an achievement. It is written as a deadly danger sign. AI simulations based on these formulas show a terrifying possibility.
Or flipping the planetary magnetic poles. The stories of the Great Flood, of Sodom and Gomorrah, or the fall of Atlantis.
Are not moral metaphors. They are incident reports.
They are records of failed experiments when humans, or someone else, played with physical forces they couldn't control.
The warning is screaming from the stone face. Do not cross this line again. When you understand that the text is technical, your view of the surroundings changes completely.
You are no longer standing in a temple. You are standing in a control room. Touch the wall. Feel the deep grooves of the hieroglyphs.
Why were they often gold-plated or carved on highly conductive stones like red granite or basalt? The AI suggests that the layout of characters on this wall is 99% identical to the circuit diagram of a modern motherboard.
The characters aren't just for reading with eyes. They are components of a tactile or electromagnetic interface.
You are seeing the machine revealed. Those spells that needed to be read aloud at a specific sound frequency.
Point might be the voice activation mechanism to close the circuit.
Imagine an electric current, or a stream of telluric from the earth, running.
The cuneiform wedges, with their sharp strokes, act as logic gates or capacitors.
The entire wall is a massive printed circuit board that has been powered down.
The AI simulated running a current through the schematic of the wall at the Temple of Edfu.
The result? It created a structured electromagnetic field, a type of force field.
Capable of interacting with human brainwaves or altering local gravity.
You realize that our ancestors, or the mechanics who came before them, didn't carve words for decoration. They were building a human-machine interface based on. The silence of the ruins suddenly becomes heavy. But all the signal lights are out.
And we, like ignorant children, have spent centuries admiring the art of the self-destruct button.
Instead of realizing what it is. So, if this is a machine, and the text is an instruction manual come safety warning, who left it? And more importantly, why did they leave? The AI analyzes the tone of the data.
It doesn't carry the arrogance of conquerors wanting to be remembered forever.
It carries urgency, desperation, and functionality. This is a distress signal.
Or, more accurately, a hazard beacon.
Look at the scale of the message. It is carved on granite in Egypt,
On megalithic slabs in Peru, and on Moai bases on Easter Island. The same coding structure, the same mathematical warnings, scattered across the globe. The off-world purpose of this system wasn't to rule humanity, but to mark this planet. Perhaps Earth isn't a cradle, but a laboratory that was quarantined.
The AI decodes a recurring concept: isolation.
Maybe the builders weren't gods. They were interstellar travelers or refugees stranded here.
They built a civilization, but then realized that using high-level technology
At these space-time coordinates caused instability. They left, or they perished. But before that, they left behind massive black boxes, the pyramids and temples, to warn whoever came next.
The message isn't worship us. The message is be careful.
The energy here is unstable. Do not repeat our mistakes.
Hoping the person who picks it up will be smart enough to understand, but not stupid enough to reactivate the disaster.
And here is the most terrifying part of the decode. When the AI compares the ancient warnings,
Night finds a 100% match.
We are exactly at the crossroads the builders described. We are beginning to harness artificial intelligence, quantum computing,
and antimatter research. Do you feel the cruel irony of fate?
The very tool .ai we created to decode the past is telling us that we are walking into the same rut of destruction. The texts speak of an awakening time, when humanity reaches a technological level high enough to read the code.
That time is now. Right now.
But awakening, in their context, doesn't mean spiritual enlightenment. It means reactivating the planetary defense system, or self-destruct mechanism. By decoding this language, we may have inadvertently sent a confirmation signal.
We are ready. We have reached level 1. You look back at the cold stone ruins. They are no longer sleeping.
You feel like the machine is starting to shudder and power up beneath your feet.
the AI didn't just read the language, it might have entered the correct password.
That we didn't even know existed. The warning has been ignored for too long.
And now, as we finally understand it, it might be too late to stop.
The time loop is closing, and we are standing right at the flashpoint.
We often look at the past with condescension, believing we are the pinnacle of evolution.
But standing before these lines of code carved in stone, that arrogance crumbles. AI has lent us the eyes of a god to peer through the fog of history.